Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Tammy. I'm the Siberian Wind. Glad you made it. I see Chloe and Michelle have already checked in. If you are watching the video and not able to chat, you do need to be a subscriber in order to chat, but subscription is free. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. Give YouTube about 6 minutes or so. You might have to stop out and come back in or something. But I would love to hear from you if you are here. Dawn has joined the chat. Welcome in, Dawn. Thank you very much for being here. I am so glad to be here. It has been a whirlwind of a week. So last week, don't quote me on days. Let's see, I think Thursday I left and came back Saturday. Yeah. I left Thursday, went and did a couple of quilt shops for the shop hop, and I went Friday and did 3 more, and so I spent 2 nights out, and then came around and came home late Saturday afternoon, and then had quilt judging to go to in Douglas, Wyoming, for the Wyoming State Fair. So I went to go see how my quilts did and kind of get some feedback on what they were recommending and what the judges were looking at. Kathy has joined the chat. Welcome in, Kathy. If you guys don't know Kathy, she is coming in as My Hobby Home. And if you do have a channel, you should be able to do exclamation selfie. I believe I did get Nightbot running for tonight, so we should have it going. So if you do have a channel, do not hesitate. I don't mind. Do exclamation selfie. Get yourself some free advertising. I don't mind at all. If you are watching this on the replay, you should be able to see the comments as well. So you should be able to see what all is going on. So you should be able to see the comments as well. Let's see. So Sunday was quilt judging, and then Monday I had to take a trip to Denver to go help a friend. She drove down to come meet me, and then I took her the rest of the way to Denver, drove her back, and then she had to, of course, drive home from there. That was a very, very long day. We were out 13 and a half hours from the time she picked me up, or she got here. So it was a very, very long day. Made a little bit of progress on what's going on. But that was a very long day. And then now today, I am driving a loaner because my car is back in the shop. Welcome to my world, you guys. That car has not stayed out of the shop or stayed functional the entire time I've had it so far. But it is now in someone else's hands, and I have another vehicle to drive until it is repaired of some sort. Speaking of another car to drive, we are leaving tomorrow morning, and we are going to go get those last 3 stores. So I have 3 shops left on the Wyoming State Shop Hop to do. And so we are going to go take an overnight trip this week. Just spend 1 night over. Chloe says very busy. Yes, it's been insanely busy. Absolutely insanely busy. Maybe I'm thinking that the issue that's going on with it is the same issue that I've had with it the entire time, and that it just has not been fixed. Everybody's been looking at all the other problems that I've had with it and not actually fixed this problem. So I think that's what I'm dealing with, is that it is one specific problem. So the check engine light came back on, coming back from quilt judging. And when I first bought the car, when you get in a hot car, you want the air conditioning to really be blowing and, do all that kind of stuff and get you actually cool really quick. And it was never really blowing that hard. You could put your hand all the way up to the vent, and you might feel a little bit of airflow. It's like a drafty window kind of airflow. Like nothing like actually pushing out air. And when the check engine light came on Sunday, it was the same thing. It went from, it had been working fine all morning after the check engine light had been cleared, or the check engine codes had been cleared. It had been working fine. Check engine light came on, and it went back to barely blowing at all. This morning it was working fine. So I let him know. I was like, look, it's working fine even with the check engine light going right now, but I can't take it on a long trip. It's not going to work. Not going to happen. So it is what it is. But at least now they know if it's not working right now, or if it's working right now, keep troubleshooting because there's something else broken that keeps breaking. So they at least know that. If Andrea joins the chat tonight, you guys, we are going to go through what I got. I did pick these up in Denver, or Loveland rather. She is doing a lot of patterns right now, and I'm a pattern tester. So I picked out some patriotic colors, and I wanted to kind of show her and see what she was thinking as far as whether or not she likes these for the quilt that I'm going to do. You know, it's going to be what it's going to be, but I kind of like them, so I want to show her. What we're going to work on tonight is cotton cuts. So we are going to work on month 7 of cotton cuts. I don't know how many of you guys are doing the cotton cuts mystery. I want to say Kathy's doing it. Am I wrong? Kathy, you can tell me. If you guys are here and not chatting, I completely understand. Tuesdays are a hectic day sometimes. It has not exactly been, not hectic here. But after this week, after this trip, I should be back to everything is normal. And we are back to everything going according to plan. And I will actually have sewing time and get stuff done. Kathy says, I love cotton cuts. That's awesome. Yes. I am doing the chestnut colorway. And I haven't gotten a chance to do this month. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys over the machine. I have made a few adjustments. She's doing both Tree of Life and Wild West right now. Oh my gosh. You have your plate full. You absolutely have it full. All right, so I figured out a few things, okay? I figured out what I was doing, what I had going on with this camera. So even though my light is still the same that it's been, maybe you guys can now see it a little bit better. I've made some adjustments. When I came home from Denver, I had actually, my computer and everything in this room was completely turned off. Kathy Darla says, I'm doing the Tree of Life, but not the new one. No worries, Kathy. And glad you made a comment in the chat. Thank you for being here tonight. I think it's the first time I've seen you in my chat. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you made it. Glad. And I don't know why I'm repeating myself, you guys. It is one of those days. It is definitely one of those days. So there is one unit on this month's cotton cuts, at least for the small, that is, it's all by itself. So I'm going to make the assumption that it's going to be the center of the quilt. So we're going to go with that assumption, but we're going to still do it every way that Cotton Cuts says to do it. And they do say to go ahead and put these opposite corners. Oh, that kind of mess. Brain is on repeat. Yes, it is. My brain is absolutely on repeat. I am in the process of getting all of the temperature quilt stuff marked, and I'm going to take that with me on this trip as well and work on that, so that I will have all of that ready. So I'm not having to do a lot of back and forth work, and then I can take my time and focus on my client's quilt and get a lot of that stuff worked on. Because I do want to have that pieced by, I believe on my calendar I put September 6th. That is still the date I am shooting for. So I want to have it completely pieced by September 6th. So I need to have all my cutting instructions written for it, so that when I come home, I will have all of that ready, or able to take the time to piece it. So I'm excited about that. I am very excited to start that. So I've got my client's quilt. I've got the temperature quilt that I've got to do the background work for, so I can get all of it pieced in time to get the pattern published by January. Rob has joined the chat. He says, hey, Tammy and friends, welcome in, Rob. Judy Hubert is here. She says, howdy, welcome in, Judy. Glad you made it, sweetheart. And Rob and Kathy from My Hobby Home, you guys can absolutely do exclamation selfie if you like. Michelle was able to do it earlier, and it is working. So if you guys want some free advertising, if you guys have not checked out any of our other YouTube content creators that are here tonight, please take a moment and check them out. They support me by coming in and hanging out, and I want to support them in return. All right, Andrea has joined the chat. Yay, Andrea, welcome in. I have something to show you here in a minute. I have not started piecing or cutting or anything on the pattern I'll be testing for you, Andrea, but I do have fabric. I managed to pick up fabric, and I am doing, I'm simplifying the colors from, I think it was 13 colors down to 7 or 8, something like that. Like, I simplified it down just a little bit because I think it'll match well with doing a Quilt of Valor. So I did simplify it down, so I want to show you and see what you think. See if you like the colors. See if everybody likes the colors. There we go. You guys, any of these content creators that are in the chat, if they are dropping their exclamation selfie link and Nightbot is pulling their channel up, please take a second, go click that link, go subscribe to their channel, help them out. I know that I am not yet to my subscriber requirement for being monetized. I am, as of starting this live tonight, and I'm going to adjust my camera real quick, you guys. There we go. Transition that over. There we go. Now you guys aren't seeing the top of my head cut off. Oh, okay, so Kathy Darla says that she's here because of Kathy. She mentioned your channel, and I found it in the search. Yay! Thank you. I appreciate it. So one of the keys that I like to do on my channel is to inspire creativity. It doesn't matter if you are a long-time quilter, beginner, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're a crafter. It doesn't matter. I want to inspire. So that is my goal, is to inspire. All right, so this is the center block piece. I'm going to assume it's the center block piece of the Cotton Cuts Tree of Life Puzzle Mystery Quilt for, and it is, well, it's Clue B or whatever, 7B for month 7. So it's a square and a square. So I bet you it is the center. It's the only one. Deb is joining the chat. Welcome in, Deb. Glad you are here. Michelle says, I am in need of the watch hours to get monetized, so don't feel too bad, Tammy. Yeah, I am in the need of watch hours too. I am closer on my watch hours than I am on my subscribers. So I'm missing a few too many subscribers still, but I'm close on my watch hours. I think by the time I get up to my subscribers, I'll already have my watch hours there. So thank you to everyone who all is helping with that. I greatly appreciate it. Michelle is asking how Deb is feeling. Oh yes, right, Deb. Happy birthday, Andrea. Somebody else has already broken the bubble. I was gonna wait. But yes, I don't sing happy birthday. I am not the happy birthday singer. You guys do not want to hear me sing happy birthday. If I could get my husband to sing it and record it for me, I would play that for everybody. But no, I am not singing happy birthday. You guys do not want to hear that. Kathy says, I was that way for a while before I hit monetization. Yeah. I mean, my watch hours are fine. My subscribers are still low, but I haven't been, like, I've been running a little rough lately, both from just my regular everyday life and everything I've had going on. And I mean, I really have not had much of an easy time since May. So we are looking at, or the end of May. So we are looking at probably the first week of September everything should settle a little bit, and we should kind of be back to normal around here and normal with everything else going on. I will be done traveling for the bit, so I won't be doing a whole lot more of that, and it'll just be back to the normal everyday routine. Kathy says that Andrea shares a birthday with her aunt. Oh, that's awesome. Andrea says my Amazon guy was busy today. I had a whole stack of Happy Meal. That's awesome. And it's amazing that it came in today of all days. My luck. Linda is here. Welcome in, Linda. Glad you made it. Linda is in here as Irish Sale Lady. Let's see. Hey, good. Rob's mic is now functioning. That's awesome. I came home yesterday from being in Denver, and my husband had to come in here while I was gone, and I have like 3 different power strips in the room that he could get to, and he had all 3 of them turned off because one of them is a battery backup, and the battery died in it. So my battery backup that my computer is plugged into, the battery died on it, and so it constantly was doing the high-pitched beeping and the fire alarm, smoke alarm sounding beep, that annoying stuff. Yeah, it was doing that. And of course it did it while I was gone. So he was in here having to try to figure it out, poor thing. I knew exactly what it was as soon as he had me on the phone about it. I was like, yep, that's what that is. Go here, this is where that sound is to help him locate it. I kind of have it buried a little bit behind things because I don't like looking at it. But yeah, he had to go get me a battery this morning while I was dropping my car off to get it fixed. All right, you guys are awesome. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to everyone else. Linda grabbed a whole bunch of people. Kathy says that she's got to go. Her daughter's got there for a visit. Well, enjoy, Kathy. Tell your daughter hi from Wyoming. I don't know your daughter, but tell her hi anyway. So we have had an eventful few months, to say the least. Nothing has slowed down for the last few months. I'm so glad it is going to do. Michelle said, yay, Rob, no more pen and paper for trivia. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I completely forgot about that ugly fat quarter challenge. Is that still going on, Rob? Is Lisa's awkward fat quarter challenge still going on, or have I missed that already? I'm not sure if I've got time, if it's going to be in the next few days. Rob's excited he doesn't have to use pen and paper for trivia. All right, so you guys are so funny. You guys have got me laughing. All right, if you are doing Tree of Life, if you're doing Cotton Cuts Tree of Life, and you've already got your clue, have you already gotten this one done? Have you already done your clue for, or have you already done month 7? Or are you still waiting to do it? Oh, you're still going till the 25th. Oh, I'm still going to be going. I'm not traveling until. Oh, the contest is still going till the 25th. Okay, I misread. It's my bad. Okay. I might be able to join in. I'm still going to think about it. I'm going to think through my fat quarters and see. Because that would be a little bit of a palate cleanser as well. Just from all of this travel, all of this getting out and about and all of that. It's good to sew on something that doesn't matter for 5 seconds and then come back and go back to it. Kathy already got hers the day she got it. Judy still has to finish clue 7. Yeah, I had not even pulled it out or printed out my clue until today. I just have not had the chance to do anything with it. So, all right, I'm going to tell you guys a funny. So, and I want to know how many people do their circuits. Let's see, I've not done clue 7 yet. Working on my stained glass part. Oh, yeah. I want to see your stained glass project. I haven't looked at it yet, but I want to see it. I do have a stained glass project planned. And I did rearrange my cameras. I was having problems with my cameras on Sunday. And I think it was because... Let me make sure I'm doing these right. Yep, I'm doing these right. There we go. Oh my gosh. Missy is here, and so is Debbie from In Quilt Fact. Oh my gosh, Debbie, welcome. Long time no chat. Glad you made it, sweetie. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing what these last 3 blocks are going to be from these stores. Michelle, I love it. She had said hi. She had said Denny, and she said she can't type with a fork in my hand. You got me cracking up. Rob just received Wild West yesterday. Now, if anybody wants to gift me Wild West, I'll be more than happy to take it. I would not mind. I would not mind one bit. Now, Debbie, you will want to hang around because you will get to see what I'm going to be showing Andrea here shortly. It's a big surprise. Now, if you have a channel, I'm going to reiterate this for everybody that's coming in. If you have a YouTube channel, you can always do exclamation selfie in the chat and get a link to your channel posted into my chat. I do not mind sharing the love. Just share my love back with, share me with everybody else too, but, I don't mind sharing you guys. So, yeah, put exclamation selfie in the chat, and Nightbot will take care of it for me, and get your links posted. All right, so all of those are pressed, and these are pressed with the seams towards the small triangles. Debbie is in here lurking. Well, you better be lurking the whole live. Russ, is Russ here? I didn't see Russ. I see Rob, but I didn't see Russ. I didn't see Russ. Andrea, where is he? Where is he? Is he here? Is he here? No, I don't see his name. Okay. All right, there we go. Let's get you back over. There we go. And now I just have to put the other triangles on. So, in this camera, the light is turned way down, you guys, so I know you guys will not be able to see this as clearly, so I apologize. Glenda is here. Oh, Rob, yep, there we go. Glenda, welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Cutting some fabric is what Debbie is up to right now. I'm going to have to come check out your stuff, Debbie. I will be perfectly honest, I have not caught much of anyone after the travel this week. So I leave tomorrow and come back. Okay, my machine is not cooperating. Bear with me. I leave tomorrow and come back on Thursday. So after this trip, I will be done for traveling. Oh, I love it, Debbie. Deb is asking Debbie, am I chopped liver, Debbie? You guys are so funny. You know she loves you. Debbie's a sweetheart. Debbie is absolutely a sweetheart. She loves you, Deb. Cannot discount that she loves you. It is really hard to sometimes see in these chats, especially when they're rolling fast. It can sometimes be hard to see and keep up. So I totally understand if somebody is not catching it. Alright. And, okay, let's see. At least you know I love you, Deb, says Michelle. Oh, you guys are so funny. Alright, so I did pick up a cutie frame Sunday as well. My husband actually managed to go pick it up for me because I was so delayed at the quilt judging. Debbie's like, Deb, I didn't see you. I miss your giggles. Yep. See, I told you she loves you. All right, so I picked I asked this lady about the cutie frame she was selling, and it was about You're fine, Chloe. She says she had to step away. She has company. No worries. I've just been working on this, and everybody's been giving Debbie a hard time for missing them in the chat. All right, so I picked up a cutie frame, and it is sitting on my dining room table right now. It is not moved in here yet, and I don't know if I'm going to be putting it on the long arm, or putting the long arm on it, or if I'm going to be putting Beauty on it. I'm not sure yet. I'm probably going to put the long arm on it because Beauty still has all of the Halloween Town to finish sewing, and Ricky keeps traveling with me. So, I mean, Ricky really doesn't have enough quilting room anyway. But I am going to see about working on testing that out in the next couple of weeks as well. So you guys will get some feedback on the Cutie tabletop frame system. So if you guys have ever considered getting a Cutie frame, that is what I'm going to review it and see how I feel about it and how I feel like it works for me, or if it doesn't work, or, you know, how I feel like it would do in my opinion. Now granted, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But I am going to try it. I'm going to see how well I can layer and quilt on it and see what everything's doing. See if it's worth it. See if it's worth it for me. If not, I do already have someone waiting in the wings to buy it off of me. So Kathy says, ooh, I'll be back to see how that works. Yes, it is going to be a lot of fun. Now, last week I went over my schedule, and there is a quilt that I will be starting in November. That is Land That I Love. And I did not get the link to you guys yet. While I am thinking about it, it is called Celebrate with Quilts. It is still available on Amazon, as well as Cotton Cuts, or not Cotton Cuts, I believe Missouri Star Quilt Company and several other places. But Celebrate with Quilts is the book that we will be working out of starting in November. So there is a block of the month coming up, as I almost knock over my ironing board. That is on my wish list, not in the budget yet though. I'm still using my vintage Grace frame. I would have loved to have had a vintage Grace frame or any of the Grace frames. Or like I used to quilt on a Grace frame in my Bernina store, but I had a baby size. So you could do table runners and you could do craft projects because it really wasn't big enough for anything but that. But it was a demo size anyway. And it did sell when I sold the store. So it sold before I sold the store. But I've not tried any of the hoop style frames like this. So I guess I'm going to see. Debbie says that she has the Cutie. She has to play with it again. Screwed it up the first time. Yeah, see, that's one of the things I'm going to be doing test projects with. I have a couple of projects that it would just be so much easier to do on a frame versus doing on like pulling and pushing and moving and all of that. So I've got a table topper. I can't start it until after September 19th, so I can quilt it after then. And I've got a Minky backed throw that I'd like to do on it. And I think most everything else that I've got, well, I have one that's a twin size, so I should be able to do that one without a whole lot of hassle. I'm still not sure I can do the king size on that. Kathy says that she is doing the piece and quilt sampler with Stash. I have first 2 rows done. Oh, that's awesome. I don't think I've heard of that one yet. I may have to look into it. Chloe says that she missed Glenda on Sunday Night's Live. I know. I missed her. I missed her a lot. I'm just glad she's here now. A lot of my subscribers have been under the weather. Helen, she says, sorry. I'm like, you're not late. You're in time. I'm still live, so you're in time. Judy says that she has a 12-foot frame. She's fortunate to have a large sewing room dedicated for it and my embroidery machine. Yes. So if, and this is the key word, if I were to get a 12-foot frame right now, what would have to happen is the entire living room would have to come in here. We'd have to set it up, like, set it up in here somehow. But then my husband wouldn't have a dedicated office. Or we'd have to, what we might do is put his office in here and put my studio out there. But then that also means that when I'm on a live, he really can't be walking through, or he's got to be patient, and he's got to be quiet when he's walking through. He can't cook. He can't, do dishes. Like, all of that would have to pause while I'm live. So we'd have to change things around a little bit. Piece and Quilt Sampler is in the book Celebrate with Quilts. Ooh, okay. Hang on. Let me see. I gotta look at it. All right, page 150. I'm gonna show everybody what you're working on. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is so gorgeous. Oh, that's a lot of blocks too. And is it one of everything? Looks like it's one of everything. Oh, there's a couple repeats. Okay, gotcha. Let me see if I can show them a full-size picture of it. They don't do a full... they kind of do. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. You guys may not be able to see it. I don't know how well you can see it. So remember that my lighting is turned way down on this, you guys. This is the sampler that Kathy is working on. That is a lot of different blocks. Now, some of those blocks are used in the one that I'm doing. The one that we are doing here on this channel is going to be Land That I Love. And it is a flag-inspired quilt sampler. So I apologize for the lighting. The lighting is awful right now. But that's so that you guys can see this. Let's see... Mine is in a corner room in the basement. See, I would love to do that, but I'm in a one-floor apartment. I don't have a basement. I don't have one. I'm going to bring you guys over to the ironing board real quick. There we go. Yeah, it would be awesome. I mean, we could potentially, if I had a 12-foot frame, we could put it in the garage, but the garage is not heated or cooled. So I would only be able to work on it when the weather is favorable. My long arm is in our small garage made into a room, says Helen. Yeah, see, our garage, we rent our garage from the apartment complex, and all of the garages are in kind of a line. When you buy a frame, can it be adjusted to sit and quilt? Some of them can, Glenda, some of them can. So I temporarily had a frame, and I think it was a Grace frame. I want to say it was. And I rearranged that, or I lowered that frame to its lowest possible setting, and I was able to sit on a raised stool like thing. It was a rolling stool. Kind of like you would see like in an office environment or like a doctor's office. I sat on one of those and was able to quilt that way. And that's what I would have to do now, too. I would have to have it lowered so I could sit, or I would have to have it raised or I would have to have a chair that would roll that would go with it. Judy says, I piece upstairs in the dining room. We don't use the dining room to eat. Yeah. See, we don't use the dining room to eat very often either. However, my husband is a decorator. So we kind of have to, we kind of have to have the dining room for him to decorate. So, if we did give up the dining room would probably become, it really couldn't become my studio either, because saddle stool that rolls. Yeah, now that's what I was thinking of. That's what I would like to have. It's not what I had, but that's the kind of stool that I would like to have if I do get another long arm with a frame. I don't know how this cutie is going to work for me. One thing is that it is up on our dining room table, which is already a fairly good height. So like if I put my sewing machine on the dining room table, instead of having my arms at this 90-degree angle or just over a 90-degree angle, my arms would be like this. So it's going to easily, tax my shoulders. And where that frame is right now, if I sit in the dining room chairs, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be like this. So I'm probably going to have to stand. I don't think there's any way I'll be able to sit. Glenda says, thank you. I came in late. What are you working on? I am working on Cotton Cut Puzzle Mystery from Tree of Life, clue number 7. So I have done, this is the one standalone. That is the block, this is the B section of the block, or of the unit for this month, and I bet you that is the center of the quilt. It's the only one like it, and it's, small, so I think it's going to be the center of the quilt. These, there's 2 Flying Geese units, and they all join to your fabric A at the top. And so I'm just going to join the rows now. And there's 4 of these, so it's not that bad. Now, Andrea, please definitely hang out. As soon as I get done piecing these, we will go over the fabrics that I got when I was in Denver and see what you think. So I'm looking forward to your feedback on that. I want to know what the lady of the hour thinks. It is her birthday. She gets to put in her opinion. And I did not print the pattern out yet. So, I can't sit there and, compare it to the pattern or whatever. I did kind of make mental notes as to what is what. Because I am substituting some. Just, color-wise. But the overall I think is going to work well. Love that fabric, says Glenda. Yeah, it's pretty. We're gonna see. Chestnut was not what I would have chosen, but I did tell my husband to choose something out of my normal color range, something totally outside of my normal. Oh, Judy is telling Andrea happy birthday. Let's see. Oh, good. Yeah. Helen saying that the saddle stool that Judy mentioned is a great idea. Yeah, I would have a lot of learning to do if I did get a long arm. I would love to have a digitized long arm. You're fine, Andrea. It's probably birthday texts if I would hazard to guess. She said that she's still here. She just had to answer a text or two. Yeah, you guys are so sweet. I cannot sing to save my life, so I'm not going to punish anyone by singing happy birthday. It's just not going to happen. I think I need to have my husband, figure out how to record a happy birthday song for me to play for people when they have a birthday, because I sure as heck cannot sing. He can sing. I cannot sing. You do not feel a day over 68. That's okay. I don't feel a day over 80. Well, maybe a couple days over 80. I think I feel a couple days over 80. I think that's what we're going with today. My husband does not want to get older. His birthday is the 28th. Oh, you guys are funny. Oh, while I am thinking of it, Jacqueline is here. Welcome in. Yes, you did make it to another live. Welcome, welcome. She says, hi, everyone. Looks like I made it to another live. So August 27th, it is a Tuesday. It is the Tuesday before my husband's birthday. I am going to have to move my live. I'm not sure if I want to move it earlier, later, or move it forward to Monday or back to Wednesday or what. I'm going to have to look at the schedule. You guys, I will put, as soon as I figure out when it's going to be, I will go ahead and schedule it and move it to whenever it's going to be. So you guys have a heads up. August 27th, I am not going to be able to go live. Tomorrow field day for 68. That's funny, Andrea. You're so funny. So our local power company has decided to do rate hikes, and they are hosting a community comment session. Loretta, welcome in. She says hello. I actually made it also. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So yeah, they're hosting a community comment session from 4 to 7, which of course is right during my live. Yay, Mitzi! That's awesome. She said that she had an echocardiogram done. It's an exam on her heart. It came back with no heart issues. That's amazing. That's really great news. Very, very, very great news. So they're doing a rate hike, or they've done a rate hike, and they're talking about doing another one. And it's passing on insurance costs, supposedly, from wildfire insurance claims onto the rest of the consumers. So I kind of want to be there to put my 2 cents in. If you don't show up to community announcement or community events and things like that, and put your vote in, put your voice out there to be heard, then you have to kind of stick with whatever they get. So I'm trying to avoid not having to stick with whatever everybody agrees to. And I think that the hike is a little excessive, beyond just normal business practices. So I will have to be there on the 27th. It's a civic duty kind of thing. Gotta protect myself and the rest of the community. Yeah, everybody is saying that is amazing news for Missy, and I agree. That is awesome. That is awesome. They did the ultrasound on my wrist today, and I won't know for a few days as to what they're gonna say. You need to be there for that. Gotta put your 2 cents in. Yes, absolutely. You can't just be glad you not have to pay my electric bill with these 100-degree temps. See, and that's kind of the other thing. I'm going to bring you guys over the irony board while I do this. So our temperatures have not been awful. Not absolutely awful. But even with our temperatures being relatively mild compared to the rest of the country, this time last year, same kind of temperature ranges, all of that. Our power bill this year is over $40 higher per month than it was last year. And nothing has changed as far as, anything in our home or in our apartment. Nothing has really changed except the price. And that's where I don't agree with them passing all of the costs on to the, consumers. When a company like the power company that I have to deal with is making a lot of money being in the power business, they have very good revenue. And so, they're making a lot of money, but they are not, they're not passing that making money off to the consumers. They are simply asking for more. And that does not need to happen. Let's see. Everybody saying hello to everyone else? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta say hi to everyone else. And I am using Steam, you guys. And you're not supposed to use Steam on these cotton cuts because you didn't use Steam before. You didn't starch them before. I will fix this in the afterlife when I go put this together. This is what they're turning out to be. There's 4 of them. I've got 1 more to press, and then all the cotton cuts will be done. And we're actually going to use this camera since it's already set up with decent lighting. We're going to use that camera to go over the fabrics for the pattern testing quilt that I'm going to do for Andrea. Because that will also be getting on my list of things to start cutting, because the piecing I don't think will take as long on any of this. It's just the cutting takes me a while. The cutting takes me a really long while. All right, so Puzzle Mystery Quilts for Tree of Life for cotton cuts. Month 7 for Small Chestnut. These are my 4. And here is my 1. Okay? And I agree the lighting's not great, but it's better than it's better than what the other one has. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way. That is done. Woohoo! We did that in record time, you guys. I don't think I finished a Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Clue in less than a full hour before. All right. So, Andrea, I am looking at doing your quilts, your pattern, the pattern I am testing for you in Quilt of Valor colors. That is what we're headed for. All right. So, I'm going to use a white on white. You know what? Hang on. This is still not showing properly. Let me bring you guys off of these cameras. Let me go adjust this one back to its normal settings. And let me turn a couple lights on. There we go. All right, we're going to use this one instead. That way you guys can actually see this. All right. You started to continue to cut for your cut and chisel quilt. Oh, yay! That's awesome. I will look forward to seeing everybody's cut and chisels on the Sew and Tell. I'm looking forward to that. All right, so this is a white on white. Let me see if I can show the pattern. It is a dot pattern. Let's see. All right, you guys can probably see it kind of through the fabric a little bit. Let me turn it right side out. All right, so you can kind of see the pattern there. This is one of the fabrics. I'm using it for all of the light or light reading. So it is going to be a very bright white when it comes to pictures. All right, and then the red category, I am simplifying it down to 3. So these are the 3. So they kind of read dark, medium, and light. And so the dark is, you know what? Hang on, let me cycle this through real quick. Let's see when it starts looking good. All right, hang on. 1 or 2. That's about accurate. So it does have a print as well. All of these are a print. This kind of has the like denim looking fabric. So that's 1. The medium is going to be this fabric, which is super popular in Quilts of Valor. It's got little polka dots and stars in white. And then this one is kind of a little feminine, but I don't think we'll have a problem with it. I think it'll look just fine because of the pieces that are going to be cut from it. So it is a paisley pattern. It's not a floral pattern. It is a paisley. So I think that will work out well, and that's going to be the light on the red. If you have the pattern printed, you can show the picture so they know what you're talking about. I do not have it printed. I would have to pull it up on my phone, so I don't have that. And you know what? Hang on. It's not that hard to pull up, and I can pull up without showing information I'm not supposed to show. I know how to do this. Somehow I know how to do this. I may not know how to do everything, but I do know how to do that. All right. Let me pull it back up, open it. All right. All right. this is the quilt that I will be making with these. Okay. So there's 6 blocks of each, and it's 6 rows by 6 across. And they are, so it's all, this is all going to be in reds, whites, and blues. So there will not be any teal in here. And so the color palette's going to be a little bit more simplified. Solely because I want to make sure that it is appropriate for a Quilt of Valor. And this is a perfect time to use it. The pattern does have star in the name. So it is perfect for being able to do stars. And the fact that it's 6 blocks, and you're just making 6 of each, that makes it really easy. That makes it really easy. Now, because it is a Quilt of Valor, and Quilt of Valor does have specific requirements for the size of the quilt, I may have to do it 5 rows by 6 down. So I may have to do it 5 by 6. So what will happen is after that 6th row is on there, whichever way I decide to go with it, whatever 6th row I decide to take off, what I will do is that row will go on the back of the quilt. So it will go with the quilt. I will make it as pictured, but I may not quilt it as pictured. I may take that row off and put it on the back just for sizing for Quilt of Valor. Let's see, all the comments, pretty, colors are stunning. I like the colors so far. I like that. That's neat. How big are the blocks? I don't know because I haven't looked. I just know that the finished size is about a queen size. And Debbie says, your fabrics will make it pop. I hope so. I really hope so. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so that being said, I found some fabric on clearance. That will make it an accurate test. Yeah, I'm going to go. I will go ahead and make the top as planned because that's what you're asking me to test. So that's what's going to happen, and the quilt top will get pictured as written, and then I will put that row on the back, and it will be pictured again, quilted as the adjustment for Quilts of Valor. So you'll have that additional option as well, and I'll include that in my feedback. So you'll have the information for that if you want to add it to the pattern. All right, so this is a dark blue with kind of like a leaf kind of miniature print. It's much more pretty in person than it's showing up on camera. This was in the clearance section, so $4 a yard. Okay, so Joann's does have clearance fabric. This was $4 a yard, as was this. This is going to be my sashing. So it is a little bit of a teal. It's a little bit, different from a lot of the other colors, but it's got the darker polka dots on it. This is really hard when you are doing sashing, it is really hard to do polka dots for sashing. But what I will be doing is I will be cutting it, not necessarily following the grain line, but I will be following the polka dots. So if you've never used polka dots for sashing, or for things that require straight lines, if the polka dots are going to matter, okay, let me slow myself down so I stop stuttering. Okay, if I put the polka dots in the quilt like this, that looks okay. If I have them slightly skewed, it's going to be noticeable by the time you have all of that sashing in place. So the more skewed the polka dots are, the more noticeable it's going to be. So what you do, if you've never done polka dots in sashing before, I always pre-wash all of my fabrics. These are not washed yet. I just got home last night with these. These are going to get pre-washed. They're going to get starched, heavily starched. And when I cut this, I will not cut this with everything folded in half. Okay? I will fold it out. I will cut one width or one piece at a time. It will kind of be like fussy cutting. But that is so that I get the effect that I'm looking for, because that will be important to me. Whether or not anybody else cares about it is up to them. But I feel like for a Quilt of Valor, I can take that extra few steps. I am going to need one for sure by this time next year. But I've got probably several others that will be coming through before then. So I do kind of have to keep that in mind. So that's why anytime I can test something with a patriotic theme, I will absolutely do it. Chloe says yummy blue. Yes, it is. All right. So that was the sashing and binding, or sashing and border. And then there's 3 other blues that I'm going to use in the quilt. So we've got the white, we've got the red, and then we've got 3 blues that are going into the quilt. And again, we've got a dark, a medium, and a light. Okay. So I am concising those colors down, and it's going to make it look a little bit more dreamy when it comes together. So this is a very cloud-like blue. It is definitely not representing the color properly on this small camera, but you can kind of see that mottled cloud print. That is what this one is. Judy says that is going to be beautiful. I hope so. I hope so. And I really want it to showcase the pattern because I think the pattern is absolutely stunning. So, getting it to showcase that is really important. All right, so this is you can kind of see from here, you've got the blue, black, and white all mixed in here. And it is kind of like an aqua print. But it is kind of like psychedelic a little bit. It really does have that effect on you. This is not going to be cut into straight strips, so it will not matter if I have, I can cut this as the pattern says, not trying to fussy cut. So when you do want to fussy cut, like what I am going to do with those polka dots, you do want to get a little bit of extra, depending on how much fussy cutting you think you're going to need to do. Andrea says, I think it'll be awesome. I cannot wait to see it all come together. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. All right, and then this is the dark blue. So it does have this dark, this black looking is a darker blue. So these are just 2 shades of blue in here. And it is kind of this dark, kind of broody kind of print to it. So, it looks almost like a solid navy almost from a distance, but it does have that print to it. So we are going to have the 3 separate blues in the blocks. So the light, medium, and dark. And then we are going to have the dark sashing, the dark blue sashing, which is not a match to any of these exactly. And then this teal is definitely not a match, but you're going to have some blue and you're going to have some of the red right next to the sashing. So I wanted to make sure that my sashing was something distinctly different, but not offensively distinctly different, if that makes sense. Judy says, I know this is a test for Andrea, but can we periodically get sneak peek of the blocks as you're working on it? Andrea, you are the queen. You get to answer that for me. Do I get to show everyone a sneak peek of the blocks as I am working on your quilts, your test quilts? I know my client has already granted that I am allowed to show their quilt as I'm working on it. So you guys will be seeing some of that coming up soon. Like I said, I've got to get everything cut, and the cutting takes a lot of brain power, so I don't typically cut on screen just because it is a lot of brain power. But I won't be cutting this on screen either. So you guys won't see any of it cut because I'm not going to give you measurements because that's not fair. But I can show you the blocks if she says. She can show her progress along the way if she wants. She has my permission to do a tutorial. Yep. So I get to show. All right. So same thing with this, guys. Celebrate with quilts. You guys can see a better picture of it too. This is what we're starting in November. This is by Lissa Alexander and Susan Ake. And I will not leave this desk until I want to be working on this with me, have the tips, have the tricks, have the techniques, all of that. That is what you guys will need to do, is get that book, because I can't give you the measurements otherwise. I'm going to bring you guys off of this small camera here. Judy says, you're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, Andrea is very sweet to do that, to allow me to share, and so is my client, very sweet for letting me share as well. So again, once I come back from this trip, I will have all my cutting instructions in order so I can just take Beauty down from the desk, get a whole bunch of cutting done over the next couple days. So this weekend will be a lot of cutting. Mitzi says that she has the book and she will be doing it. Yay! I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've got a kit, so I'm kind of cheating, but I'm looking forward to doing it. So this weekend, so let's see, today is Tuesday. Am I making the piece and quilt sampler? No, I am not. I will be doing the Land That I Love sampler that is in there. The piece and quilt one is the one that Kathy is doing. Kathy that found me through Kathy. So that's the one she's doing. But I'm doing Land That I Love. That is the one that I have the kit for. Let's see. It is this flag one in here. So you guys can see this flag. It is absolutely stunning in person. I have seen it done in person. And that's the one my husband fell in love with and wanted for me to do. So I will get it. The fat quarter kit, nah, don't know what all they included. I think it's a lot of fat quarters maybe. But I don't know for sure. I don't know. The quilt shop had put it together and it was the last kit. So I don't know. Mitzi says that she will do it with me. Yay. Yay, I'm looking forward to it. There's another one in here. There's actually a couple others in here that I really want to kind of do. But the other one that I think just catches my eye, in case you guys need extra encouragement to get the book, is this blue willow quilt. And the quilt itself doesn't show up. Judy says that she has to go look. She thinks she has this book. It's absolutely worth it, you guys. It is worth it. All right. That is the picture that catches my eye. All these blocks interlocked together. I like that effect. And I think it works really well. It's a 2-block quilt. The blue willow one is. So that may be on my list once this other one is done. Oh, there's the big one. The one that, the piece quilt that Kathy is doing is this one right here. That's the full picture of it, it looks like. I couldn't find it earlier, but that's the full picture of it. Jacqueline says, I finished the quilt for my granddaughter, but had someone else quilt it. Did finally get the binding on. Yes, you got the binding on. Took a while. It turned out rather long. That's okay. That's okay. Misty says that she'll have to go check the requirements. See, I don't know. Let me look. Low and volume setting squares. It gives yardage. Red setting squares gives yardage. Dark blue setting squares, yardage. The light blue setting squares, there's yardage. Binding yardage, backing yardage. And then that's the finishing requirements. But I don't think that it gives like specific requirements because you get to choose your 28 different blocks. So you can choose different blocks. There's 28 different 6-inch blocks that you can choose from. And you're making one of each of them. So you're not... Maybe that's why they didn't give a whole lot of measurements of yardage. So I think what I'll do is I'll cut my finishing stuff first. And then I'll go back and cut my blocks. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I will look at it closer to November. I'll probably start looking at it in October. So in September, we still have another freebie quilt, okay? So the 12th and 19th and 26th, those are going to be the freebie quilt lessons. So, you know, I try to do a free pattern every other month or so. We're going to have one here on September, and then we're going to skip November because I'm not going to try to push myself to get another quilt out in November because will be in the process of trying to finish my pattern to release in January for purchase for the temperature quilt. And then I will also be starting the mystery quilt process to get that going. I was going to start it in January. I think what I'm going to do now is release it as some other way, but it will still be a mystery quilt, but I will release it a different way. Andrea says that she has one on her drawing board that I will love. Show me a pic later. Yes, absolutely. Definitely send me the quilt pictures. I don't know how many I can take on. I have a long laundry list that I've got to get done, but definitely going to have a few of those as well. There we go. Andrea has put her channel link in the chat, you guys. So if you have not checked Andrea's channel out, she is Mama J Enterprises. Go check out her channel as well. Chloe says, it is the holiday season too. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I will probably have a couple of like little bitty project things going on. And so we may still do a freebie project in November, but it will be like a 1-day thing. It'll be some kind of craft thing for Christmas or craft thing for Thanksgiving. It will not be a full quilt like what we've been doing. We will pick back up with the freebie quilts either in January or in March. So like we may take 2 months of that off and then, so I'll do 4 a year or something like that. Chloe says mini project. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking if I do one. October we've already got, so September we're doing the freebie project, and then in October I've got Halloween Town that we will be finishing. So it is an embroidery machine project, but we are not finishing it the way that that Anita Good Design finished hers. We are going to finish ours differently, or I'm going to finish mine differently. So you guys will get to see me put that together. And we are going to do a long live in October to do that. And my studio will be decorated all Halloween and spooky. It's going to be fun. I have no idea what my husband has planned for decorating in here yet. But be assured it will be spooky, and he may even put surprises in here to startle me. I would not be surprised if he does that. Chloe says, I'm excited to see Halloween Town. I love Halloween decor. I do too. Well, you were there Sunday night, right? I am absolutely in love with Halloween. It is so much fun. You get to be something else for a day. And possibly for a couple of other days, depending on how many parties you're going to or how many different events you're going to. And it gives you the opportunity to step out of your shell, and kind of do a little bit of exploration, and you don't have any kind of restrictions or limitations. And that's one of the things that I love about Halloween. You've got Thanksgiving with tradition, you've got Christmas with tradition, you've got New Year's steeped in tradition. And although there's a lot of tradition that can go into Halloween, depending on your religious views on Halloween, I like the fact that you have the option to do something different. And you can always do something different, even within tradition of Halloween. Chloe says that she's been debating if she should buy the Ginger Quilter Halloween mystery box. Ooh, I've heard that those are really cool. It's not in my budget to get one, but I've heard that they're really cool. Glenda says, and you'll have your spooky sewing machine. It's a surprise. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I do have my spooky sewing machine. He is sitting back there. I have not named him yet. I thought about naming him Frank, but that's a little too spooky for me. It's a little too close to home. So we might have to come up with a name for the spooky sewing machine. I might do a poll for that. That'd be awesome. I think I'm going to do a poll at the beginning of October. You guys get to name my spooky sewing machine. Glinda says, sorry, no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, my dog does not like my spooky sewing machine, you guys. He actually thinks it's super spooky. So, it is what it is. Andrea says, squeak. Yes. The poll sounds fun. Elvira. Do I want another woman in the room? I've got Beauty, or I've got Beauty and the Beast, and I've got Ricky. I think Ricky needs a friend. And it's about the size of, it's a little bit smaller than Ricky. So I think Ricky needs a friend. So it might be a guy's name. It might have to go by a guy's name. And I think the voice is a guy's voice. I almost guarantee you it's a guy's voice. So we might have to go with a guy's voice, a guy name. We will see though. We will see. We will name the spooky sewing machine. So, all right. So Lucy was squeaky. Yeah, but we have Lucy around the house already from Peanuts and Snoopy and Charlie Brown, and no, so we can't have a second Lucy. We're not allowed to have Lucy again. Oh gosh, that just it clicked. It just clicked. Oh, it just clicked. Ricky and Lucy. Oh my gosh. I will give you guys the option to name him, but I will have ultimate veto power. So just be keeping in mind that yes, Ricky needs a friend, but Ricky may not want Lucy as his friend. Oh my gosh, you guys, I've just caught that. Jason. I'm gonna let you guys name him. I think I'm gonna let you guys name him. Oh yes, we're gonna do a poll. We're gonna do a poll. Oh, I have a friend, Jason. Jason may not be the right name for this machine. Elvis. Oh my gosh. Fred. Okay, yep, we're going to be doing a poll. Not tonight, but we will do a poll. It will be a special poll at the beginning of October. So October is full of a lot of different things. My son has a blankie that my daughter and I made. He walks around like Linus. Yes! Yes, right? Oh my gosh. I see Linus all the time, thanks to Charlie Brown. I see him everywhere. My dog is sometimes Linus because my dog loves blankies and picks them up and carries them around. Yes, he does. So, okay. So October is going to be fun and full and packed and slammed with everything. So we are going to have my birthday. We're also going to have the Sew and Tell giveaway in October. And appropriately enough, the giveaway is has a lot of gray. So I think that's appropriate for October. My long arm's name is Annabelle. Mine is the Beast. Mine is just the Beast. Because it's big and heavy and sews through darn near everything. Not my fingers yet, and we're going to knock on wood that is going to stay that way. All right, so we will have my birthday. We will have the poll naming the spooky sewing machine. We will have the Halloween Town sew along that will be an overnight or long day or something. It's going to be, everything's going to be decorated in here. It's going to be a spooky room, and we are going to go all out spooky while we sew Halloween Town together. And we will get Halloween Town put together and get a quilt top made. And it might be early in October so that we have plenty of time to get it quilted and actually get it hung up for October. But it will be in October. I'm not going to do it before October. It will be in October. So the rest of this month I'm doing a little bit of traveling this week. August 27th, we are going to be adjusting the live, so it will not be at our normal time, or it might not be our normal day, just because I have to go to the community notice event for the power company. So we will have one adjustment in October. September is going to have our 3 classes for the freebie quilt. I've got to get all that ready and prepped because you guys are going to need instructions. You guys are going to need cutting instructions before, actually we could do actually since it's once a week, we could actually do cutting as the first class. That would actually work perfectly. So that may be what we do. Rob says I need to hit the sack. Y'all have a blessed evening. Bye. Absolutely, Rob. Glenda, did they get your car fixed yet? No, it is actually at the Band-Aid shop, and I have a loaner until they figure out what is actually going on with it. I will know something sometime soon. Everybody's saying good night to Rob. Yes, absolutely, Rob. Have a great night. Because it's already 9 o'clock his time, so yeah, it's late there. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go get some dinner, get packed for this trip because it is going to be a long trip. But before I leave, I am putting this link in the chat or in the description box. So you guys, if you want to follow along in Celebrate for Quilt or Celebrate with Quilts and do the Land That I Love quilt with us starting in November, this is the book you will need because I cannot give you the instructions. I can walk you through, but I can't give you measurements, okay? Don't give that loaner back until they know it's fixed. Oh, I won't. Well, it's actually, if I give it back, they're going to give me another one. It's as simple as that. I'm not backing down. I've had this car less than 2 months, and it's been to the shop and the Band-Aid shop more often than it should be at this point, even if it was an older car. So yeah, no. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But yeah, so I'm going to post this in the description, but I am going to get off of here, and I will see all of you on Saturday morning, and you guys will get to see what the last blocks of the Quilt Shop Hop end up being, because I will share with you guys on Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, so you guys will see me then. And then we will be also on Sunday night, hanging out, ending the week, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I will see you guys later. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button before you leave. Bye.